Hey guys, it's Carter, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. And believe me when I tell you, this is going to be the most important Bitcoin video that you are ever going to see, because I have some bad news for the future. I have some bad news for the bull market top. I'm going to show you when I think we are going to top in this video, where I think we're likely to top, and I'm doing this all for free on YouTube because there is so much misinformation out there. Crypto Twitter is going crazy right now that we've broken to new all-time highs. And I see terrible takes on where we are going to top in this bull market and how high we are going to go. I've seen projections of 200, 300, 400, 500K, and even $1 million by some wingnuts out there. So I just want to protect you guys from the misinformation, keep it real, show you the facts in the charts, and tell you guys my opinion. But before we get into all that, just remember that I am not a financial advisor and that I don't give financial advice. All right, so here we see Bitcoin, and I have Bitcoin moving up in a series of impulsive waves so far in this bull market. So this bull market started at the tail end of 2022 when we started in our wave one, and we are now working on our wave five. So it's likely that we are in the tail ends of this bull market in our wave five heading to our market cycle top. And if we're using our waves, so we can use our previous waves and see how long they took in duration to project how long our fifth wave is going to take. And if you look at how long these previous waves took, well, wave one took approximately 140 days to complete, and wave three took approximately 182 days to complete. So it is likely that our fifth wave is probably going to top no earlier than 140 days, so December 23rd of 2024, but it is probably not going to extend longer than 182 days, and that would be February 3rd of 2025. So it's very likely, according to our wave analysis and the structure that we've built in this bull market already, that we're going to see a bull market top in January. I said it, we're likely going to see a bull market top in January of 2025. A far cry from the crypto nerds that say that we're going to likely top in December of 2025. That's not likely. We're likelier to top in January of 2025. So it's going to come fast. It means that we might only have 2 more months of epic bull market action. So now where are we possibly going to top? Well, I have a bullish projection here by taking the waves so far and projecting a 618 target of around 85K. So 85K is my bullish projection of where we could top. And then my bearish projection of where we could top is by taking the 618 extension of the third wave, and that would mean around 80K. So this resistance area here, 80 to 85K, is a realistic range of where we could top on Bitcoin according to the waves we made already. So Fibonacci projections indicate that we are going to struggle between 80 and 85K and could possibly see a top in that range. Now, let's say we break that range. It would take a lot of momentum, but if we broke the 80 to 85K range, then we could head to 98 and see some resistance there. And if we broke 98, then we could head to 110. So 108 to 112 would be that next range. So it's probable that we're going to top between 80 and 85K, but it is also possible, but not likely, that we are going to extend towards 98 and then 110. But let me be clear, it is probable that we are going to top in 80 to 85K territory, according to our projections. Breaking this 80 to 85K level would take significant momentum. And do we really have significant momentum right now? Our weekly stochastic RSI says yes, but does the daily chart agree? All right, so now we're looking at the daily chart of Bitcoin here. And if you remember what I had to say in mid-October in my video, I was correctly bullish in saying that from this 60K level down here, that we would see a potential move up and break this channel for once and all. And we've certainly done that and extended higher. But now, look in the short term, we look a little overextended in price and on the RSI here. It's likely that we're going to see a pullback from this 77K level here. So now, I don't exactly know where we're about to pull back to. However, I am going to give you a super strong swing trade level if we do end up pulling back this far. We might not get this far on a pullback. However, if we pull back sub 72K in the coming weeks, then we could see an incredibly strong buy level here at around the mid 60s, so 64, 65,000. This would be an incredible swing trade opportunity if we pulled back this far. Tons of support in the area. All right, so now does the daily chart show the momentum that it will take to break through the 80 to 85K level eventually and head to that 98 or 110K level? The answer is I don't see it, because every single move since our supposed bottom of wave 4 has occurred in 3 waves to me. There is no directly impulsive move here. So I'm failing to see clear impulsivity since the bottom of our wave 4, and that's incredibly noteworthy because this overlap here, this corrective looking rally, is a sign of extreme trend exhaustion and that we are really near the top of this bull market. And yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to have the momentum based on the price action waves we're seeing to rally much higher than 80 to 85K. Unfortunately, we don't have that high momentum that we had in our wave 3. All right, couple things to show you on this time scale. We're on the 3-month logarithmic chart, and unfortunately, it looks like we are finishing a wave 5 on this chart. And remember, we are in a much smaller wave 5 at this much larger wave 5. So this could mean this completion of this wave count, possibly 10 years of devastation. So possibly 10 years of recovery once we make this market cycle top here on Bitcoin. That's unfortunate, but that's what the charts have to say. You can clearly see that our RSI is making long-term bearish divergence. Looks eerily similar to what we're seeing in the stock market right now, the S&P. If you haven't seen my Halloween special, go watch that. I cover a move similar to this 3 hits on the RSI that we're seeing in the stock market. It doesn't lead to good things. Years of recovery is what it leads to. And we're seeing it here in Bitcoin. We're seeing it in the stock market. 10 years of devastation could be coming for Bitcoin if it's coming for the stock market as well. All right, so we're going to finish this video off on Bitcoin's monthly chart. And right now you can clearly see that we are holding the 60K level as huge support on the monthly chart. In our past market cycle, the 60K level was resistance. So we are holding it as support, a perfect opportunity to make one more push in this bull market. And this one more push in this bull market is going to complete this wave 5 of this bull market and this super cycle wave 5 of the previous bull markets. So unfortunately, this means that I think Bitcoin is going to put in a long-term top in January of 2025. And then possibly in the early stages of 2025, we could come back down and crash through this 60K monthly chart level. And then in mid to late 2025, I would be anticipating us coming back up towards this 60K level. But remember, if we crash through it, it would now be resistance. So I would look for bodies to hold this 60K level on the monthly chart as resistance. We could wick through it. I think we're going to see some wicks through this 60K level that will get a lot of people excited. But ultimately in 2026, I would anticipate a crash back to $30,000. And this would be the level where I think Bitcoin would complete an A wave down in the middle or tail end of 2026. And then we'd possibly see our next bull market cycle, but it would look very different on this chart. So the next cycle, the next few years after 2026, would then start a 3-wave move up. So our previous bull markets have been 5-wave moves. I think this one has the chance to be a 3-wave move, and this would be a B wave. And this would take possibly several years to complete, where we would then see another 5-wave decline in a C wave that would take us much lower. So this is the scenario that I see playing out in Bitcoin in the next 10 years. Unfortunately, I think we're making a long-term top in January, both in this bull market and in this super cycle that we've seen here. And I think the C wave could take us much lower, and that this B wave here is going to excite so many people. But if it's in 3 waves, then be very cautious. And that this move right here is going to also excite a lot of people, but it'll be a trap. So there's going to be a lot of big traps to be aware of in the next 10 years, I'm thinking here. So watch out, stay safe. Bitcoin does not look good it looks like we could see a rally in our momentum to this resistance pivot here because it was our pivot of support here. It's now going to be a resistance pivot. Watch out. 2 months of upside on Bitcoin before 10 years of sideways devastation that'll take us much lower. All right, that's all I have in this video. Stay safe in Bitcoin and crypto.